This time around, we're going to take a look at my mobile interview system on Behind the Shot. When I was at WPPI, I was using my mobile interview system, what I call system on a stick. And it was amazing how often people, as I was doing an interview, just like I'm doing here on camera, how often people would stop, walk up to the camera as I'm looking at it, and start inspecting the system. And one guy said to me, you know, you really should do a video on this. So that's what I'm going to do this time around. The idea of this operating system is that when I'm indoors at a conference or a show like Photoshop World or WPPI or something like that, I can walk around with this in an easy bag and interview people very, very quickly. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of the gear that's in it, and then I'll actually take the camera and walk you through it. My wife is assisting me, so honey, thank you very much for that. I'm outside here right now. The system is actually designed for inside. You're going to see a light on top. That's not going to overpower the sun. I just wanted to get outside and have some fresh air. So here's basically what the operating system is. There's a phone mount for my iPhone 11 Pro, and it's a phone mount combined with an Osmo mobile mount. And that's what I'm using for the camera right now, is the Osmo Mobile. On top of that is a cold shoe that I have a little LED light in. That's sitting on top of a Benro monopod. Now this monopod I want to kind of stress a little bit, because the reason I have this monopod with feet is B&H Deal Zone's one of my favorite places to go, and they had this with a fluid video head on it. That's key, because the bag that carries this monopod with feet widens at the top to hold that fluid head. Well, fluid head's at home, but when I'm in a hurry, I can fold the feet up, collapse the monopod, throw it in that bag, and because it's wide on top, I can leave a lot of this hardware on the top of the monopod with no problem. The only thing I really have to take off is the light. Makes it nice. The next thing up in the operating system, aside from the light, the phone, and the Osmo Mobile, or excuse me, Osmo Pocket is what I should have said, is a Zoom H6. That is in a case that Velcros around the padded handle on the monopod. And on that Zoom H6 case, I have clipped two of these microphones, the Rode Wireless Go. I have one for me, one for the person that I'm interviewing, and I run those into inputs 1 and 2 through XLR adapters that I'll show you in a second. So with that in mind, she's recording over here as well. We're going to switch to that camera, and I'm going to kind of walk you through this system on a stick. Here we go. So first of all, this is the light. It's just a Sony, what do they call it, an NPF battery, something like that. That's sitting on top here. I don't have it on right now because in the daylight I don't really need it. Here's my iPhone 11 Pro, and here's the Osmo Pocket. And you can see the picture here. That's a live picture. I can wave my hand in front of it and you can see it. Down here is monopod head. It's not a ball head, it's just a monopod head. And the reason that this is nice is I have an Arca plate on the bottom of this little mount system, so I can put it on, take it off very quickly to get it in that bag that I was talking about. While I'm up here, let me point out this little holder. It holds this. I do have it connected right now over the lightning port, but I do want to just kind of mention something. Go ahead and bring the camera to me, because I want to explain there are 3 ways that you could actually do this system. Last year at WPPI and the year before, I just used my iPhone at the time for the camera, and it worked amazingly well. I switched to the Osmo Pocket this year for Photoshop World 2019 and then WPPI for 2020, and here's why. She's helping me now, but normally when I go to these conferences, I'm alone, and I've got to be able to set this system of a stick up, run with it, and just record. Well, by using the Osmo Pocket, I can put the Wi-Fi adapter on the bottom, and the phone doesn't need to be here. So I can be over there doing the interview with the phone in my hand as a remote viewfinder to see what the camera is seeing. That's invaluable. The other thing is the Osmo Pocket has face tracking. So I can, when I'm standing over there on my wireless monitor, I can put a box around my face, and if myself and the person I'm interviewing move left to right at all, the Osmo Pocket will actually track us. That's handy. Now the main reason that I switched to the Osmo Pocket. Because I'm alone, when my phone is in this stand and I'm standing 4 or 5 feet away, somebody could run and grab the monopod and take my phone. If they steal the Osmo Pocket, I'm depressed, but at least I have my phone to call somebody. So the main advantage to this is when you use the wireless adapter with the Pocket, You don't leave your phone unattended. Your phone is with you at all times, just from a security point of view. So let's go back into the operating system here, or the system on a stick that I've got. I've got a Zoom H6. The Zoom H6 has 2 microphones into it. I've only got one plugged in right now, but I set them both up so that you can see it. First of all, I've got an XLR to 3.5 millimeter adapter. That comes off input 1, goes to the receiver for the road that I'm working on, and if I hit the little button here, you should actually be able to even see that meter moving as I'm talking. This road would be for the person that I'm interviewing. This is the transmitter. I just keep it up here. And this is the receiver. And this is, by the way, these are just clipped on this little flap here. You can take that off. This is just a Velcro flap for the Zoom H6 case. Works really, really well, actually. I've got headphones in here, so if I need to monitor the sound, I can. And one thing that people are going to ask is, why is the Zoom upside down? The reason the Zoom's upside down is because the Zoom H6, the screen, the LED screen is at an angle, and it's hard to see when it's down here, the levels. By flipping it upside down, Velcroing it around the stand at the top, I can check my levels when I'm talking. The problem if it's down here, when you're looking at the levels, you tend to bring your head down. Here, put it back on me again. You tend to put your head down. Your levels are going to go up because that's where your microphone is. So I can look at this straight on and get a more accurate level of what I'm doing. Now the last thing I want to show you, I put the Osmo Pocket when I'm traveling in this, and I just keep it latched around here. But here's the cool part. I'm going to back up so that Debbie can get the entire stick in the camera. This thing is super light. I can walk anywhere, set it down. If I fold the 2 legs up and put it in the bag, I can walk around with it. I do have to take the light off, and I would obviously have my phone in my pocket. But other than that, this thing is amazingly portable. So that is my interview system on a stick. There's a couple of things, again, I want to stress. First of all, you don't have to use the Rode. These are XLR inputs. You could use any microphone that you like. One of the things I do with the Rode is the Rode Wireless Go has a built-in microphone. It's omnidirectional, which means it does get a lot of sound. I'll throw some footage in here, perhaps as B-roll of interviews that I did at WPPI, and you'll kind of see how it works. But one of the downsides of the omnidirectional microphones is you can get a lot of background noise. So one of the nice things about the Wireless Go is they do have a small, in fact, let me just grab this one here, and you can kind of see, here's the microphone. I don't know if you can get that view or not, but here is a little jack for you to plug in your own wired microphone, and at that point, this becomes just a body pack. So you could clip this to your guest pocket, run a wire up under their shirt, mic them with a good microphone, which I do carry a couple with me, and you have a better sound system, but still very, very portable. So that's pretty much my interview system on a stick. If you have any comments, make sure you leave them below the video. As always, I hope that you like the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We also, the normal podcasts are in your favorite podcast app in either audio or video form. Just search in your podcast app for a Behind the Shot, and you'll see Behind the Shot and Behind the Shot video. And subscribe there. And thanks again for watching. This is Behind the Shot.